So this one is very similar to number 5. This +4, if you'll notice, is not underneath the radical, okay, underneath that square root. So remember, you can only square root numbers that are 0 or higher. So we want to make sure that that 3 minus 7x is greater than or equal to 0. It turns out that +4 really doesn't affect anything. You could put any number there. But it's the stuff underneath the root. We know we can't square root negatives. We can only square root 0 and up. That's why we're setting this greater than or equal to 0. That's the mathematical way of saying 0 and up. All right, so we're going to try to solve for the x. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract that 3 from both sides of the inequality. Now, this is an important step because I'm dividing by a -7. Anytime you divide by a negative, that sign has to switch. So it's going to, instead of being a greater than or equal to, it's going to be a less than or equal to. And a negative divided by a negative equals a positive. So this should be 3/7. So if we were to graph this on a number line, the domain would be, let's see here, less than or equal to. So less than would be numbers this way to the left. And then or equal to means that we're going to have a square bracket. In other words, you can include the 3/7 in the domain. If you plug 3/7 into the original problem, you will get a value out. It's usable. All right, so if we were to write this in interval notation, it would be from -infinity all the way until 3/7. Always a parenthesis on any kind of infinity, and then a square bracket on this. All right, let's go put this in, see how we did. Oops, I'm already typing it wrong. -infinity to 3/7 square bracket. There we go. Notice the directions say use integers or fractions. So you don't want to go decimals with this, especially with sevenths, because sevenths are non-terminating decimals. They just go on forever. So you will lose that accuracy. You'll have to round. And you know that MyLab Math does not like rounded answers. All right, so hopefully this helps you out with number 6. Thanks for joining me.